Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to my rapid reaction of Payback 2020. And wow, this was a really good show tonight. Really good show. Everybody came on today and put on their working boots. Even from the kickoff show on to the last one, they came out and they told some great stories, and they did put on some great performances. Let's go ahead and run right on through them, y'all. Let's go ahead and let's do this right here. So we got the kickoff match. We got the Iconics versus the we'll call them the Riot Squad, given a new name, but just for some good work between the two. The Iconics hit their finisher. We now know it's called the Deja Vu. Thank you. We know it's called the Deja Vu. They hit that on Ruby Riot when they went for it on Liv Morgan. She was able to block it. She was able to tag in Ruby Riot. She then hit the double knees. Ruby Riot hit the Riot kick for the victory. And yeah, so we've got the Riot Squad and back and better than ever, maybe, hopefully. And they've taken off the Iconics, and they can move on to bigger and different things. I think the Mickey thing is still happening with Natalia and Lana, but they need to end that so that they can move on, so we can have more people get into the tag championship match. And we'll get to that later as well. But again, I thought it was really good, really fun. 2 3/4 stars. So we start off the main card with the U.S. title match between Apollo Crews and Bobby Lashley. And yes, this was great. Great way to start it off. Good work from these two guys. They put in some big effort. And even during this match, at some point you were even seeing, and the Apollo Crews could win here. Maybe Apollo Crews can win here. He won some stuff. Gave Bobby Lashley a couple of German suplexes at some point. He looked to the top, and I think he hit a splash. But when it came down to it, Bobby Lashley locked in that full Lashley, and he put on the leg real fine. Apollo Crews had no other reason to tap out. Your new United States champion, Bobby Lashley. I get 3 3.25 star. Really good stuff from these two guys. I love at the end, MVP got a photographer, and they had Survivor taking pictures of him, and they were doing, him and Bobby Lashley and Sarah Benjamin, the Hurt Business together, and they even did the Wakanda thing, showing love to Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. And Apollo Crews, after the match, he jumps to Hurt Business, and then runs away, gets a hit and run action in on him. Says he's going to be back for his United States Championship, but we will have to wait and see if he can get his United States title back. But I like it. I like the United States Champion on Bobby Lashley. Listen, some really good heel work is going on right now in WWE. It really is, right? I mean, it's this. For the longest time, MJF was the best heel in wrestling, but Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and now a new one, Roman Reigns. So far, Roman has done excellent, but Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins have done great things the last several months as heels, and it's just been wonderful to watch. It was wonderful to have Lashley get some stuff. Maybe that draft that's happening soon in October. Maybe we should draft the Hurt Business over to SmackDown so that you can have some Hurt Business over there. There's Randy Orton and Seth Rollins are right now on Monday Night Raw. It's like a lot of good heels over there. Next was the match between Big E and Sheamus. This was a match that it was announced yesterday afternoon after my predictions went up. So I did not make the predictions for this match. I also did not make a prediction for the kickoff show match. I made it for the other 6. Well, I think I think I went 5-1. We'll check at the end of the review. But yeah, so Big E and Sheamus, and this was some really, this is really good stuff here. Sheamus, working the leg, and he was doing a lot of the things you don't see from a big guy like Sheamus. Some leg grapevines, some he put on the execution, or the educator, it's called the Edge used to do, doing some heel hooks and some one-legged boss half Boston crab. Some really great grapplers in the field from Sheamus. Um, Big E was able to shake it off. Taking Sheamus to the woodshed, the big ending, 1, 2, 3 victory for Big E. And afterwards, Big E he was hyping himself up, telling Corey Graves, "Tell your folks about me. Tell your folks about me." And I put on Twitter, some good stuff from Big E. If your main event for WrestleMania 37 isn't, and I put main event in quotes because I'm still hoping for Randy Orton versus Edge for the WWE Championship, an I Quit match. I would love for that. Wouldn't it be great to see? Hopefully it would be in SoFi Stadium. Edge holding the WWE Championship of the making Randy Orton say I quit, and maybe if you put that on Lash, maybe you could do some things getting some color and everything like that, some legitimate color, not like what we saw in the thing at Backlash, in the greatest match ever. Some color, because you have an I Quit match and you have it between those guys and the history of those guys. I think that's when you do put out the color. Every match should not be filled with blood. But that's the type of match where you can say you can bring out the stuff and get a little and get a little blood going flowing in the match. I think that would make sense. Anyway, but like I said, if your main event isn't Big E versus Roman Reigns right now, because right now Big E's doing some good stuff. And Big E's got I think Big E's gonna have some he got a singles push. So I think that's what should happen. I think you should really give Big E his chance. Yeah. So, excuse me. I apologize for yawning. I, wasn't able to sleep very well this past, last night. Really didn't go to sleep till about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, something like that. So that's unfortunate. But anyway, good match. Give it 3.5 stars. Started really liked it. Next match was Corbin and Matt Riddle, and apparently Corbin put out on Twitter, he put out a tweet out referencing the real life drama between Matt and his wife, and maybe the speaking out allegations that are happening and that came out and everything. So maybe that's what it was, and already you got people. Is it work shoot? Was it shoot? Was it Baron Corbin going too far? Yeah, who knows? But as for their in-ring work, it was really good. These guys work, as a charm. Baron Corbin, when he wants to, he's got something where I don't only time Baron Corbin is going to be part of a 5-star match is if it's a ladder match or if it's some type of multi-tag match. If it's one of those Survivor Series matches, something like that. It's the only way Baron Corbin's going to be part of a 5-star match. But he can consistently put on 3 to 3.5-star matches. I think he's got that type of talent, and maybe even with the right person, you can maybe get him into the 4 stars. But tonight with Matt Riddle, it was one of those things where they just clicked and they worked together. So really good stuff with the striking from Riddle, and then Baron Corbin with his on the ground offense, his high impact stuff that he was doing. At one point, I guess he took a kick to the liver, from Matt Riddle, and he had something to do with that. I don't know if that was a shoot or a work, but anyway, it kind of played into the match, as he was certainly slowed down on some other things towards the end. But anyway, real good. He could deep six. That didn't finish. That didn't hit. He can. I don't think he attempted it in the days, but it just went. What's his face hit the bro. Hit the bro to sleep. To a floating bro, and that was it. Got to cover the count and the victory. 1, 2, 3. Gave it 3 and 3 1/4 stars. So again, really really fun match to watch. Really interesting. Always a big fan of Baron Corbin. In the ring, Matt Riddle, I think, can go. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what is I do not get the whole thing with Matt Riddle. I don't see him as a future star. I don't see him anywhere. I don't get the whole bro stuff and everything like that. I just don't. But you can't say that he's not great in the ring. He is. He's got really, really good stuff in the ring. So him and Corbin, they worked it out tonight. They really did. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and let's um go to the next match, with the women's tag match. Women's tag match. It was obviously Bayley and Sasha going against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So when you come off 3 really good matches, the U.S. title match, the Big E Sheamus match, and then you hit Corbin and Riddle, you kind of feel, okay, well, this is where we're going to maybe have our clunker of the evening, right? This is where we're going to have our clunker of the evening, because as good as Bayley and Sasha is, they may not be able to get that, that stuff that they need out of Baszler and Nia Jax, right? Because those they can be limited at times with what they can do and things like that. But this one again was a really really fun match to watch, and it really told I think a good story. This is heel versus heel, so you really can there was some working going on with Nia Jax's leg, but for the most part, I thought it was some real good stuff from all four girls here. Um, and then at some point during the match, you can see Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax says, "Hey, we can win this," and then they stopped. They stopped doing that, and it was like, yes, and we're going to go ahead and work together, and they get their stuff together. And then the ending was incredible, where you had Shayna Baszler putting Sasha Banks in an Indian deathlock, then putting on the careful clutch on Bayley, falling backwards, and then when Sasha Banks tries to break it up, grabbing her arm and choking her out with it. Amazing stuff there. And then Bayley taps, and then you have new women's tag team champions, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Again, incredible. It's really, really good match. I gave it 3.5 stars. I was really, really fond of this. Really, really fond of this. And then afterwards, they had a thing where they went ahead and they talked about not liking each other and everything like that. But they're women champions, and Nia Jax is acting like a spoiled little kid or whatever. So it was some really really good stuff, and we'll see what happens with them. Where will they go? Now, I predicted that there would be like a breakup, but there wasn't a breakup between Sasha and Bayley. Which I gotta be honest with you, I think that's still a really good thing. Let's continue to push this out, okay? I don't think that the breakup needs to happen. Let's continue with it. I'll be honest with you. You don't root for like injuries, or you don't root for anything like that. But if you know, if someone came down with, you know, with like a, if you know, a pulled hamstring. Guess you get wrestled with a pulled hamstring. But if someone wrestled with a pulled hamstring where they couldn't be on TV for maybe, you know, 3 or 4 weeks, that would be good so that we can keep pushing this out, because that's what this needs to be. I got a feeling that, you know, like I said in last week's review for SummerSlam, I got the feeling that, you know, they didn't want to do two best friend breakup stories. They had the Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose stuff happening. So that's why they wanted to, you know, so then they didn't want to do that, so they were going to push the Sasha and Bailey stuff, you know, out until the next one. So, but it didn't happen this week. So again, it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to happen so quickly. This can go on for another 2 months or so. You know, I would even be okay with, you know, this not even being for Bailey's, you know, title. You know, Bailey can lose it. I mean, this is just about, you know, Bailey being so mad that she lost that she does it into Sasha. It could be that. So, but this was incredible match between all four ladies. Um, yeah, Antonio Walker. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Do what you got to do, brother. Do what you got to do. Um, so next we got Keith Lee versus Randy Orton. Now, by my star rating, this is tied with the kickoff show match for the worst match of the night at 2 3/4 stars. And it's a 2 3/4 star match isn't terrible. It's average. You know, it's around the average mark, right? But the reason it was 2 3/4 stars is because it was actually kind of like a quick match. I think it was under 10 minutes, under 2 minutes, and it was some good stuff from the guy here with a pound. Maybe a little over 10 minutes, maybe like in the 12 minute range, but he did some good stuff. And Keith Lee still has not gotten his old music. I don't know, but we'll see. He had on some new stuff. They put him into the new thing, the new the new cover up, which I think is actually, I think it's actually good. I know a lot of people are like, "Nah, you just something. It's you know, what you do." But I kind of think that yes, that's something that you need. If you're gonna be that, you know, it's not. He's just a bigger guy. You know, he's not like me, which I'm a fat dude. But he's not. I won't say he's fat. He's just a bigger dude. You know, but I do like it. Him wearing the match. And again, we had another match where there was really no RKO, and there was no punt either. Randy Orton, what's his face, Keith Lee, got him up in the spirit bomb, power bomb, 1 2 3, and it was a victory for Keith Lee. And it was like, wow, amazing. And I didn't see it coming. I really didn't. I thought Randy Orton would win, to get his stuff back on for losing to Drew McIntyre. But see, now I think now what we do is that now we have Randy Orton tipping that scale, even going even to now more evil and more being more of a psychopath. Now I think now we're really gonna get a great heel Randy Orton here now. After losing 2 consecutive matches, and he's gonna probably get his win back against Keith Lee. But yes, it's just good job for WWE. I didn't think they would, I actually didn't think they would do it. It actually kind of to me didn't make sense. I don't, it didn't make sense to put these two together because I thought maybe we would have want to have Keith Lee to have somebody, but who would be like a mid card here, um, on maybe MVP. Yeah, maybe actually you do Keith Lee versus MVP. But Keith Lee would get his victory. His first little mini feud or whatever would be a victory. but he got it over Randy Orton. Incredible. Again, like I said, 2 3/4 stars. But that's just because it was probably a lot shorter than we would have all would liked, but it was still just it was an incredible booking. Next was the Mysterios versus Rollins and Murphy in a tag match, and again, fantastic from these guys. Wow. So the dude again, Mysterio, Dominic, showing he's doing some Lucha Libre stuff. He put out some other moves today, side Russian leg sweep. He did some other stuff as well. Really showing that he's got some stuff there. He's not really screwed up for the most part from what I've seen. I don't have I'm no Jim Cornette. I don't have the chemical eye, you know, or anything like that. But he was really good. He was really good tonight. And yes, and of course Seth Rollins, Buddy Murphy, they did all their stuff and same with Mysterio. And we ended up with Buddy Murphy taking the pin for the Frost Blast from Dominic. 1, 2, 3 victory. 3.5 stars. I think it was really good. Really some really excellent stuff from all 4 of these guys. And yeah, so we maybe, someone was saying that the Dominic was saying that the dream was for him. She was saying this last year that the dream was for him and Ray to win the WWE Tag Team Champions and become Tag Team Champions together in WWE. I think we could be headed that way now. I think we could be. I'm not sure if they're going to have one more match or one more thing between Ray and Seth or Dominic and Seth. If they do, I think that would be okay. But I could very well see at Clash of Champions and Mysterio's taking on the Street Profits for the tag title, and then Mysterio's winning that. So I could definitely see that happening. But yeah, so and again, another very good match tonight. Very good match, thoroughly entertaining. And last but not least was the Universal title match. Triple threat between Braun Strowman, The Fiend, and Bray Wyatt. And it started awful from the beginning because as The Fiend comes down making his entrance, you can see that Braun Strowman gets in the ring, and then he goes down and gets. I mean, is this amateur hour? Come on, Braun. I mean, really, do it. So he was supposed to jump the Fiend from behind, start the match, and that's what he did. He jumped the Fiend from behind, and they brawled in the ring. They brawled all around the ring. Fiend brought out the mallet, that big old goofy looking, exceedingly huge mallet, and even hit Braun in the chest with it. And they went up and they fought up on the stage, and then Braun threw him off stage into a table, and dragged him back into the ring, and and then they went up to the top. Braun was looking for a top rope spot, and then the Fiend caught him, and they suplexed him from the top, and they broke half the ring, and when they broke half the ring, that's when Roman Reigns came down. And Roman Reigns came down and said yes, and he finally signed the contract. He had a chair. Then he said, "No, I'm not going to use the chair." He put the chair down. He went in to pin the Fiend and couldn't get a pinfall on there. He went to try with Braun Strowman. He couldn't get one there. And then he went back, get the chair, and wailed on Braun Strowman. He went to wail on the Fiend with the chair, but the Fiend hit the man with a claw on him. He was able to kick him across. And that slowed him down. It slowed the Fiend down. He then hit the spear on Braun Strowman. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is your new Universal Champion. Probably when it came to in-ring work or in-ring work, just the work of the match itself, it probably was about 2.5, 2.25 star. but I'm gonna give it a quarter to a half more of a star, to give it to a 3 for the actual angle of it and how they did it and how they did it with Roman Reigns coming out, picking his spot to come out as a heel would do, picking his spot. He was doing the thing with he signed the contract before he walked the aisle and everything. It was too good to where like it's gonna be awesome. Friday nights are now going to be a spot for it, fans to figure out. I think the rest of it are going to enjoy Roman Reigns as a heel, and and the stuff with Paul Heyman would be incredible. And see, and again, you can always go back. This is going to be 2020. I've always been a supporter of Roman Reigns and the stuff that he's doing and everything like that. And I was supporting him throughout his entire phase run. But even I said, you know, I thought the WWE was. I was sure Vince was not going to make the same mistake he made with Cena that he was going to make with Roman Reigns. The mistake he made with Cena was that when Cena started to get those boos and those cheers, he should have turned heel. He should have turned heel around it. It would have been best for him to turn heel probably after he lost to The Rock. After he lost to The Rock in WrestleMania, was that WrestleMania 28? Right? WrestleMania 28, he lost. So yeah, WrestleMania 28, he lost. Right, the 29 was the one in New York, then he went back. So yeah, so that was and then 30 in 04, right? And 84, 94, 2004, and 14. So that would have been 13, 12. Yeah, and I would even say this. Maybe you were so not even in 2012. Maybe around 2010 should have been a heel turn. Cena should have had some type of heel turn around then. Because because it had been about 3 years of 3 years of him being the fans being disenfranchised with him. I remember 2006 was the one where they were here they were not here in Chicago, but they were in Chicago, and half the crowd was booing them, and half the crowd was cheering, cheering them. And so, but yeah, it's about so and that's what happened with Roman Reigns. It seemed like that. I was sure they weren't gonna make that mistake with him, and once that WrestleMania thing happened with him and Brock, and they kind of chairs. I would have thought that yes, very soon Roman Reigns is going to be he's going to be he's gonna turn heel. He's gonna turn heel and do some like get the fans on his side and then turn them babyface. But they didn't, and that was always just shocking to me. I just could never believe why they just never did that. But they've done it now, and that's why I'm only still interested in really see what area is going to be. I think this is going to be maybe some best work for Roman in his career, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what they do. I really can't. And yeah, so if I haven't given my rating, it was 3 stars for the Universal Championship match. So all in all, listen, it was nothing on here was terrible. Nothing was bad. Nothing on here was extraordinarily great either. This was just a good ass show. And when you think about it, this is kind of like what you want all of your B shows to be. You would want all of your B shows to be a show like this, where matches range from no lower than 2.5 to maybe if they get into the 4 stars, great, but maybe no higher than 3 3/4 stars, right? So you range in that, and it would just be really, really good work from all up and down the card like it was tonight. Um, and that's what you're gonna be doing. And then like your AP reviews, your Royal Rumble, your WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. They would be matches where you expect maybe some of the more time match. You respect at least most of the matches, unless you're doing a particular story type of match. You expect all of the matches to be good to great. That's when you expect maybe 2 or 3, 4 star plus matches on each of those shows, right? So yeah, I mean it's this was incredible. Again, really, really good night for WWE. I think this is one of the best shows. This was best shows of the year, maybe the best show. Who knows? Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Right? Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of all of these matches. Let me know what you guys think of Roman Reigns as your WWE Heavyweight Champion, Heavyweight Universal Champion. Think about him with Paul Lesnar. Just give me all your thoughts about what's going on with Roman Reigns and just everything. And of course, any of the other matches as well. Any of my other thoughts you have thoughts on? Let me know down in the comment section. So, what's next for? Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's do the tally, right? Let's go ahead and do the tally. So let's look in here. So what do we have? My record on the year is 58-23. I was 5-3 at SummerSlam last week. So what about Payback? So I had Matt Riddle. I chose Matt Riddle. He would beat Baron Corbin. I had Ray and Dominic winning. I had Randy Orton beating Keith Lee. That did not happen. I had Bobby Lashley beating Apollo Crews. I had Nia Jackson and Baszler winning, and I had Roman Reigns winning. So I went 5-1. Again, the kickoff match between the Riot Squad and the Iconics and Biggie and Sheamus match that all came out after I had already done my predictions video. So after I do my predictions video, I usually do not go back and I want to make sure that I'm fair and honest. So all my predictions to be on recorded at least. All my predictions to be recorded so that you guys know you can keep me honest and I can be honest with you. So, what did I say? I had a 5-1 night. 5-1 for Payback. And that ended up giving me the record of 63-24 on the year. 63-24 on the year. Wow, that's incredible. That's a great record. It's a really, really good record. I'm winning, every 3 out of 4 predictions. I think that might be. I'm winning every 3 out of 4 predictions. So, that's incredible. So yes, please, as for what we do now in the future, right? So this Saturday, we will be going back to the original way we were doing. That's a shoot. I haven't noticed if you haven't watched it in the past. I just changed it up. What I do now is that I do putovers and berries, but I do the putovers first, and I go through each and every show: Raw, NXT, AEW, and SmackDown. And then I do berries of Raw, NXT, AEW, and SmackDown. Uh, and then after that, the main topic. Uh, I'm not sure what the main topic is this week. First thing off the top of my head, I'm thinking about is maybe the Roman Reigns heel turn. gotta talk about that, right? So we'll see. We'll see we'll check all that all down the line, when it comes up to coming up Saturday. So yes, make sure you click the notification bell so that you can get the video that you shoot when I talk about facts. And this coming Saturday when that video goes live. And I will also be doing a rapid reaction to wrestling coming up at Clash of the Champions. That's my next one. Also, for those of you guys who may not be new here, at this point, I am not doing any of the All Out, any of the AEW pay-per-views. I'm not doing those just for monetarily reasons. I $9.99 for the network against $50 or whatever it is for a pay-per-view. So yeah, so that's at this point. I am not reviewing the AEW previews. I hope to in the future. Maybe not even next year. Maybe not even in 2021. Maybe in 2022, I can start reviewing the AEW previews as well as doing predictions for those as well. So, but yeah, the next scrappy reaction, wrestling wise, will be at the Clash of Champions. I do say wrestling wise because I did a rapid reaction last night to the tragic death of Chadwick Boseman, who died at 43. Played great iconic characters of James Brown and Jackie Robinson, and was the Black Panther. And that's hurt a lot of people this weekend. Hurt a lot of people this weekend. It was unfortunate of his passing. So. My thoughts still, once again, thoughts go out to him and his family and all of his friends and co-workers and everyone who really loved his work and started loving him as well. As always, y'all, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.